National Electrical Code Article 310.3b, Isolation of phase conductors, addresses a proper grouping and separation of electrical conductors. This code section states that conductors of the same phase or polarity shall be grouped together and maintained with a minimum of 6 mm, which is approximately 0.25 inches of separation between conductors and all other equipment and surfaces. This requirement is in place to ensure safe and reliable operation of electrical systems and to prevent potential hazards that can arise from improper conductor installation. The reasoning behind this code requirement stems from several factors relating to electromagnetic fields, heat dissipation, and physical stress on conductors and equipment. Firstly, consider electromagnetic fields. When alternating current, or AC, flows through a conductor, it generates an electromagnetic field around that conductor. The strength and direction of this field are proportional to the current flowing through the conductor and the phase angle of the current. When conductors of the same phase are grouped together, their electromagnetic fields tend to reinforce each other. This reinforcement helps to minimize the overall electromagnetic interference, or ME, that is radiated from the conductors. Conversely, when conductors of the same phase are separated, their electromagnetic fields can interfere with each other, leading to increased EMI and potential problems with nearby electronic equipment. Secondly, consider heat dissipation. Electrical conductors generate heat as current flows through them due to the resistance of the conductor material. This heat needs to be dissipated to prevent the conductor from overheating and potentially causing insulation damage or even a fire. When conductors are grouped together, they can share their heat more efficiently, allowing for better overall heat dissipation. This is especially important for conductors that are carrying high currents. Separating conductors can impede this heat sharing, leading to localized hot spots and increased risk of overheating. Thirdly, consider inductance and impedance. The inductance of a conductor is a measure of its ability to store energy in a magnetic field. The impedance of a conductor is a measure of its opposition to the flow of alternating current. Both inductance and impedance are affected by the physical arrangement of conductors. When conductors of the same phase are grouped together, their inductances tend to cancel each other out, which reduces the overall impedance of the circuit. This can improve the efficiency of the circuit and reduce voltage drop. Separating conductors can increase inductance and impedance, which can lead to increased voltage drop and reduced efficiency. Fourthly, consider mechanical stress. Electrical conductors are often subjected to mechanical stress due to vibration, thermal expansion and contraction, and physical impact. When conductors are grouped together and properly supported, they are better able to withstand these stresses. Separating conductors can make them more vulnerable to mechanical damage, especially if they are not adequately supported. Fifthly, consider fault current. In the event of a fault, such as a short circuit, electrical conductors can experience very high currents for a brief period. These high currents can generate significant electromagnetic forces between conductors. When conductors of the same phase are grouped together, these forces tend to be balanced, which reduces the risk of the conductors being physically damaged or displaced. Separating conductors can increase the risk of physical damage due to imbalanced electromagnetic forces. Therefore, NEC Article 310.3b mandates that conductors of the same phase or polarity be grouped together to minimize EMI, improve heat dissipation, reduce inductance and impedance, improve mechanical strength, and reduce the risk of damage from fault currents. The requirement for a minimum separation of 6 mm or 0.25 inches between conductors and other equipment and surfaces is also important for several reasons. This minimum separation helps to prevent accidental contact between conductors, which could lead to short circuits or other electrical faults. It also helps to ensure that there is adequate air circulation around the conductors, which is important for heat dissipation. Furthermore, the minimum separation helps to prevent the buildup of surface contamination, such as dust or moisture, which could reduce the insulation resistance of the conductors and increase the risk of electrical leakage. In practical applications, there are several ways to comply with the requirements of NEC Article 310.3b. One common method is to use cable ties or other types of fasteners to bundle conductors of the same phase together. This helps to keep the conductors grouped tightly together and prevents them from straying apart. Another method is to use cable trays or raceways to support and organize the conductors. Cable trays and raceways provide a physical barrier between conductors and other equipment, which helps to maintain the required minimum separation. It is also important to ensure that conductors are properly terminated at their connection points. Loose or improperly terminated conductors can create hot spots and increase the risk of electrical faults. All connections should be made using approved connectors and should be tightened to the manufacturer's specified torque. In summary, NEC Article 310.3b is an important code requirement that is designed to ensure the safe and reliable operation of electrical systems. By grouping conductors of the same phase or polarity together and maintaining a minimum separation between conductors and other equipment, electricians can minimize EMI, improve heat dissipation, reduce inductance and impedance, improve mechanical strength, and reduce the risk of damage from fault currents. Compliance with this code requirement is essential for preventing electrical hazards and ensuring the long-term performance of electrical installations. It's important to note that specific applications and local amendments to the NEC may introduce additional requirements or exceptions. Always consult the latest edition of the NEC and local electrical codes for the most up-to-date information. Proper planning and execution are crucial to meet the NEC standards for electrical installations. Firstly, review the project scope and relevant electrical drawings to identify all conductors and their respective phases. Secondly, select appropriate wiring methods such as cable trays, conduits, or cable bundles based on the application and environmental conditions. Thirdly, during installation, carefully group conductors of the same phase together, ensuring they are neatly bundled and secured using cable ties or other approved fasteners. Fourthly, maintain a minimum separation of 6 mm or 0.25 inches between conductors and other equipment, such as metal enclosures, junction boxes, and other wiring systems. Fifthly, properly terminate all conductors at their respective connection points, ensuring that connections are tight and secure. Sixthly, inspect the installation to verify compliance with NEC Article 310.3b and other applicable code requirements. Seventhly, document the installation, including photographs and detailed notes, to provide a record of compliance. It is important to ensure that conductors are not only grouped correctly at the beginning of a run, but also throughout the entire length of the installation. This is particularly important in areas where conductors may be subject to movement or vibration. Also, it is important to consider the ampacity of the conductors when grouping them together. The NEC contains tables that specify the ampacity of conductors based on their size, insulation type, and ambient temperature. When conductors are grouped together, their ampacity may need to be derated to account for the increased heat generated by the group. Refer to NEC Article 310.15 for more information on ampacity derating. Additionally, consider the type of insulation used on the conductors. Different types of insulation have different temperature ratings. It is important to select conductors with insulation that is suitable for the operating temperature of the application. Furthermore, consider the environmental conditions in which the conductors will be installed. Conductors that are installed in wet or corrosive environments may need to be protected by special types of conduit or cable. Always ensure that all electrical work is performed by qualified and licensed electricians who are familiar with the NEC and local electrical codes. Improper electrical work can be dangerous and can lead to fire, shock, or other hazards. Periodic inspections and maintenance are crucial for ensuring the continued safety and reliability of electrical installations. Regularly inspect conductors for signs of damage, such as cracked insulation or loose connections. Replace any damaged conductors immediately. In addition to NEC Article 310.3b, there are other NEC articles that address the proper installation of electrical conductors. Some of these articles include NEC Article 300, Wiring Methods, NEC Article 310, Conductors for General Wiring, and NEC Article 314, Outlet, Device, Pull, and Junction Boxes, Conduit Bodies, fittings, and manuals. Familiarize yourself with these articles to ensure that all electrical work is performed in accordance with the NEC. Understanding the reasons behind code requirements is crucial for ensuring that electrical installations are not only compliant but also safe and reliable. By following the guidelines outlined in NEC Article 310.3b and other relevant NEC articles, electricians can help to prevent electrical hazards and ensure the long-term performance of electrical systems. It is important to remember that the NEC is a living document that is updated regularly to reflect changes in technology and best practices. Stay up to date with the latest edition of the NEC to ensure that all electrical work is performed in accordance with the most current standards. In conclusion, adhering to NEC Article 310.3b regarding the isolation of phase conductors is crucial for maintaining safety, minimizing electromagnetic interference, and ensuring proper heat dissipation in electrical systems. By grouping conductors of the same phase and maintaining the required separation, you contribute to a safer and more efficient electrical installation.